Alright, this is my video response to a user of a Samsung washer in which she stated that she didn't think that it washes any too good or that it wasn't using enough water to get anything clean. Well, first, some things that I noticed, okay, you're using regular detergent. That is a no-no with these, absolutely. The reason why you have to use the HE detergent is because that detergent is designed for the use of low water situations. Um, if you have a regular detergent, it creates too much suds, and basically, it can do that by cushioning the clothes. Basically, it creates like a cushion, and it basically doesn't allow the clothes to get themselves clean properly. So that's one thing that I noticed that was wrong. Then another thing was that well, I guess that was really the main thing. But this is a low level washer. Okay, front loaders use a minimum amount of water. They always fill up at the same level. Okay, their point is that the washer only basically saturates the clothes enough to keep them wet, not submerged. The ones that you see at the laundromat, they are front loaders, but they literally submerge the clothes in water still and push them through the water. That's why you can use regular detergent with those versus these you can't. Okay, so I'm gonna do this little video to show that these do get everything clean. I have a Samsung washer. First, you know, with you using cold water with socks and everything, it is gonna be a little bit. I don't know. I don't see how you get your whites clean with just cold water. So I always use warm. I use these warm cold, high speed. I have a high speed spin and a normal wash. Okay. So you can put an extra wash, add that on there or whatnot. You can add extra rinse. Now my model in particular is the WF. Let me see. Hold on. Let me make sure I got. Tell me right. WF218ANB. Okay. So mine's similar, but mine's slightly older. But anyway, it doesn't matter. I've only had them for a couple of months, probably like 7 months, I think. So what I'm gonna do. This is my HE detergent. I always have to make sure it has the HE level, HE wash, HE. Okay, and I just always measure that out to about the first line. Okay, put that in there. And I got my snuggle, of course. Again, HE logo. Then if you wanted to, you can add bleach and all that, but I don't use bleach put in my whites. And they have to be really dirty for me to even use them then. Okay, now my particular washer, when you saw that it was spinning and everything there, initially and it was spinning, basically what it's doing is it's sensing the load, the load. It's sensing how much clothes are in there, how heavy they are, and it determines basically how much water it's going to add or how much it thinks it needs. But it's always constantly going to sense that anyway. So, but I have mine on a normal wash, and mine will start out differently. Now, if I had mine on heavy duty, that's when it does the sensing right before it even adds the water. But it's gonna do it as it adds water anyway. So, let me make sure I got everything set here. Warm, cold, high, normal. Okay. So, there we go. Now, I know that all the Samsung's washers, you can't add clothes while the light is on. Okay. I noticed yours had the little indicator with the little plus sign with the shirt. That means you can still add clothes. Now, it's still going to lock the door. That's just a safety hazard with these, okay? Or safety measure that they put in there. Now, you can see that the water is going into the clothes there. And it's saturating those clothes. And it's only going to saturate them. It's not going to get them where they're submerged. You're not going to see a water line in these type of washers, which is really neat. But as you can see, there's still a lot of clothes in there that are considered dry at this point still. But again, it's just getting there. So right now what it's doing is, again, sensing the load. It's making sure it's checking water levels. All your little sensors are doing that right now. So that's what that's going to do. So we'll watch. It's going to add more water in a few moments. And again, notice no water. You don't see any. You can hear it in there, but it's not much. I have a little light in there too, so you can see the clothes better. It's from my cell phone. And again, the indicator is still there. I can put clothes in there if I want. All I have to do is press pause. That's key. If I press pause, I'll wait until it puts some more water in here. That's what it's doing now. It's adding more water. And it's just going to continue doing that until all the clothes are wet. They're not going to be submerged in water. They're just going to get wet. And basically what it is, there's still going to be water in there. If I was to take all these clothes out, there would be a little pool of water. And basically what the washer is doing is lifting it out of the water, dropping it back in. Lifting, drop. And that tumbling action basically washes the clothes. Very, very gentle. That's the whole point with the front load washers. They're very gentle on clothes versus your conventional top loaders. And even those high efficiency ones, I don't see how those really rotate the clothes in order to get the scrubbing action or turbulence. But hey, whatever. I chose the front loaders. And again, you can see water coming in there again. It's steady going to keep adding water until it reaches that optimum level because her clothes are still absorbing water. See? Clothes are still getting saturated. And again, by the time this, basically the add clothes indicator goes off, that's basically at the point where all the clothes have been saturated. Basically, that's during the first 5 minutes of the wash. It's still sensing and getting all the clothes wet. Still see that sweater still slightly wet. It's just going to get tossed back and forth until it gets saturated. It's really neat there. And this particular model, when I bought it, was $7.99. No, it was $8.99. Got it on sale, and I happened to work at the place where I bought it, so I got an additional 10% off. Plus, it was on sale for 20% off, so I got a really good deal. And I did get the matching dryer because I didn't have a dryer, so I said, well, might as well get that. And I got the pedestals, of course, too, because I'm tall and I don't like bending over. But as you can see now, the clothes are fully saturated at this point. And look at there, the light is off. And then, like, I know that you mentioned that the time is not always correct. And most of the time mine is correct. And that might be an issue with your, the light just got taken out. So this is the perfect time to show that you can open the washer. So, see, go in here. As you can see, all the clothes are saturated. They're just saturated. They're not going to be where they're sitting in water or anything like that. I'm looking for my light actually, but might not be able to find that in here right now. But anyway, all the clothes. Oh my goodness, where's my light? And right now I'm just simply looking for my light. And it looks like I'm not going to find it. Where's my little light? And I really shouldn't be in here doing this. There's my light. Came off of there. Oh well. But anyway. See, all the clothes are just saturated. And if you lift it up, that's all the water that's in there. That's all the water that's going to be in there. Just that little amount there. And that cleans a whole lot of clothes. And what mine does after that, so you just close it back up, and it's going to add a little bit of water in there because it assumes that you added something anyway. And it's going to start tossing the clothes again.
She got in the mud unsupervised. She's a baby, all full of childlike curiosity and wonderment.
Let me get up. There you go. And see, that's amazing. And like I said, the low water level, you're not going to see a water line or anything like that in these washers. You shouldn't ever see one. Now, my washer has a towel setting. Splash might be a little too bright, but there's a setting right here. There we go. The towel setting. This particular setting uses a higher level of water, so you actually might be able to see a little bit of water in mine at that point. And then also the wool setting uses a little bit more water too. Okay, but other than that, all the other ones are low level water, and they get my clothes clean. Every stain, I've never had an issue where I couldn't get a stain out of my clothes. Like, I don't know, and I think that has a lot to do with you using the HE detergent. That is, if you read here, it says designed specifically or designed specially to use HE detergent. Okay, there's a reason for that. Okay, that they clean better. Tide and Cheer work the best in my book. But as you can see, again, like I said, clothes are just going to get saturated enough to be wet, and they're getting tossed back in that very concentrated solution of soap. And you see there was little to no suds in there. That's key. And again, so if you just try that and try actually washing in warm water, and I know that you're stating that you want to save energy and everything, but if you think about it, you're saving energy, and initially, and it doesn't use more electricity because these have different motors and everything, so they actually use less electricity than what your normal washer does. And that's it. That's my video. I might come back to the spin cycle because I know a lot of people like to see these washers spin, and this is ultimately like the quietest washer I've ever owned. I had a front loader previous to this. I had a Maytag Performance Series, which was supposed to be a really good washer, and I do admit had a lot of features and everything. It had a slightly higher capacity than this one. This one's a 4.0. The other one was a 4.5, but had a lot of vibration issues, and it was funny because I lived in the second floor. Now I live on the bottom floor of my apartment complex and whatnot, but that's cool. But these do not vibrate at all. I mean, well, they do vibrate initially when they're first doing the first spin, but those little stainless steel balls or whatever they're in there, and the drum basket at the front and the back, they literally balance everything out, and it's really cool. It's just really awesome. It's very quiet, very efficient, and you gotta love the color. I mean, come on now, you gotta love it.